Oh no, he doesn't. Oh man, Zacian's dumb fast. What's up guys, it's Mrjamvad and today we are back on the Pokemon Showdown server, and today we're going to be using, well, firstly it's Uber Sunday baby. I know last week I did it on Monday, but again, if you didn't watch my previous video, I definitely encourage you, if you just want to get more insight on what was going on with me and just what was going on in my head. And I do mean was intentionally, because just listening to y'all, a lot of you guys just have your own versions of that, but this is real dialogue, which is something that I realize I value a lot more on YouTube than at this point in my thing, arguably even more so than the teaching. I'd say that coupled with it, they're about, you know, hand in hand. But yeah, the human aspect, I don't want to get to the point where I feel like, and I think when you so focus on channel growth, with channel growth for me means more people realizing, oh hey, you can get better at Pokemon. It's a skill set. You can, you know, here are the steps, whether that be through the book or the free videos I put out. Growth for me means expansion in that, which expands the vision of one day having a community where everybody's just, well, not everybody, because you got lazy people, but most people are good at this game, and when you hop on the ladder you're going against beasts, and that's still very, very, very possible, which is why I'm still uploading. I may have put out the content, but I have not marketed it optimally in the way I know I could. So in the same way, it's like if you make this, it's coming off the philosophy of if you build it they will come, which is not true. So if like the cure to whatever disease you know, exists and I create it but I don't market it, then, you know, can I really say I did it all I could? I understand I'm not the best marketer, just in my energy I'm not very naturally very pushy or very not saying marketing is pushy, but I'm just a very much like do whatever the fuck you want to do kind of guy. So, you know, I don't really impose my will on other people. That's not how I lead. Generally I lead by you wanting to be me. Even in real life, that's a lot of people follow me and gravitate towards me. I didn't really touch on that in the previous video, but I don't ever, you should do this, da da da. You know, people just come around me and they're like, yo, you know, da da da, and that happens everywhere. But yeah, we'll get talking into it. But let's left to right analysis. Boy, I'm rusty as a motherfucker, I'm sure. Sticky Webbable, his entire team. Darmanitanable, his whole team. In fact, I click Quake and it's a wrap. I don't have Stealth Rocks, so I don't like that. What could I've gotten? Maybe he has Court Change to Court Change back Stealth Rocks. I kept Zen. Should have replaced Zen with Court Change. Zen hits the Eternatus. I guess that's why he had it on there. But yeah, Bandarm means kill. Kill, 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 kill. Yo, my voice sounds sick. As I'm gonna probably bluff the Choice Scarf Darm. But what would you lead with anyway? Hydreigon, Nasty Plot blows away. His entire team with Sticky Web up, in fact. So I need Kyurem a little bit hit, or I can Dynamax. But Kyurem can Dynamax, which isn't bueno. It's not bueno at all. It's not wavy, bro. And he can't guard against Zacian. I'd imagine you'd lead with something that you believe can counteract my Galvantula lead. I'm gonna lead Zacian here because I'm expecting a Marshadow. Don't understand Eternatus lead. I guess he was just saying fuck it, I'm gonna be Sticky Webbed down, and I'll just accept that. This is a phenomenal lead for me as I get to 2-hit KO him with Behemoth Blade, and as far as I'm concerned, oh, he had one Steel Resist. The crit. Oh, I know you're mad, bro, and I don't want to crit. I want to beat you down just normally. He wouldn't have been able to knock me out. So Lunala comes out. If this is a generic Hex one that I've been seeing, then the Will-O-Wisp Hex likely will come out here. Oh, it's T-Wave. This boy is crazy. So I'm gonna part of me wants to use, man, I was gonna go Galvantula too. Gonna sucker punch. Oh man, you hate to see it. You hate to see it. He might hard switch, in which case I'll keep Cinderace's dead fodder. I would have loved to break his Shadow Shield there, because then I'd force the switch, which would have allowed me to U-turn. Even if I didn't get the U-turn correct, I'd guarantee break this thing's, like, yeah. So now he'd be fearing Sucker Punch rather than getting another kill. But when you T-Wave for a reason, 219, he's faster than my Darm, but he's slower than Hydreigon, who is unguardable to a degree. I could also go to Zacian and kill him, I believe. I don't know what these are run. So what I'll do is go to Galv, and I'm gonna Webs here, allow him to, oh, he just goes for that. We're gonna Thunder Wave him here, just like he T-Waved me, just like you did me, bro. Yeah, fully. You love to see it. I would go Hydreigon here, and keep the dead fodder, but I don't think it's necessary. Defog, see? So Sticky Web here. I forgot these run Defog. How many Defogs does he have versus Sticky Webs? Sticky Web has 32, Defog has 24. This is not a fight he wins, especially with the Para Hacks. So he might go to something that's fast here and figure, well, I'll just, yeah, it's not a fight you win. So if he gets fully parried here, so he knocks me out. So me going Zacian here. Oh, okay. I'm facing one of these. Now I'm gonna play you very differently. Now I have no remorse for you. Orochimaru. I don't think he. But I don't want him moving. So like, what would I bait out? I'd probably bait out. That's fine by me. I don't want him defogging, but I also don't want him switching. So I'm positioning myself to where I force likely Zacian or this thing in. Not too concerned about this. I do have an Aegis Slash to hard wall. This is Death Slash. No damage. None. And what we are allowed to do here is Metal Sound while remaining the same, right? Of course. Not too concerned about this. We'll King Shield here in case he has Crunch. Swords Dances again, which means he probably only has yeah, something to hit me. Not too concerned about that part. Darm. We'll Blitz Lock. Blitz is just mad strong right now. 852. You're murking everybody. Now I think once I hit Cure White, huh? So what would you go for? Fusion Flare? Fusion Flare, Draco Meteor, or would he probably go for something that you believe can hit? I'll just max Hailstorm here, Dynamax, which ensures I live whatever he goes for. I'm pretty sure he's gonna attempt to Dynamax, because that's something I didn't factor in, because I can still lose because the Aegis Slash, the miss on him right there, then I crit him. Maybe I should have positioned myself better. Flare Blitz, no way. Flare Blitz is knocking him out. Max Flare. Thinking if Max Quake into, nah, let's go straight for damage because I don't die to anything anyway. Just get the hail up. The Ice Beams. Ice Beam, I don't understand Ice Beam at all. Like, what would Ice Beam get you out of that situation? So I'm gonna Max Flare here. That way, if he tries to do the Dynamax, if he tries to, that way I'm getting off a full blown fire stab against his against this, right? Because what I'm gunning for here is a situation where Marsh might die. I lost my guerrilla tactics though. The thing is, Marsh is Shadow Sneak, right? We'll see which one he goes to first. Because I'm weary of the Dynamax on Necrozma, because my Zacian can't really touch Necrozma. Ideally, I'd want him to go Necrozma first, but because I have the sun up, maybe he'll be... We'll see. We'll see. There are several ways this could go. So he goes Marshadow first. Wise decision. 140 Max Slayer stab. Max Slayer is stronger right here. I'm just questioning whether or not I should. Yeah, so he Dynamaxes this, which is good. I wanted him to Dynamax Marshadow instead. So that doesn't matter, as we're gonna go to Zacian. Yeah, because he can't Shadow Sneak. Yeah, this is better. So we're gonna Behemoth Blade here to knock him out. Because what I want is a situation where I'm +2'd max guard. Yeah, that's good, because you can't Shadow Sneak. I don't want him to be able to Shadow Sneak. And if I get enough damage on, which he's trying to do, so he can get probably Earthquakeable range damage. So I'll SD here to get him to range of a certain amount. Yep. And now we're looking at Wild Charge at 2 KO. Well, he can definitely knock me out now. But this, I needed crunch. I needed crunch. Maybe Blade is resisted, right? Yeah, that's not gonna do any kind of damage. Oh wow. So he DD'd again. Which was a good play. Now he's +1 speed, which means he wins. Oh no, he doesn't. Oh man, Zacian's dumb fast. I should have trolled him there. Oh yeah, they probably run a lot of bulk. So if he DD'd again there, that means he was trying to get outside of the range of Hydreigon, which means he wouldn't have outsped me anyway. No, he would have. I was trying to think, well, if he he could have still won that game. But then I thought about it. I was like, well, he did get the para hacks on my Cinderace, which changed quite a bit as well. Along with the Metal Sound, which opened up a lot, because the fact that I missed the Metal Sound means I lost Aegislash when I didn't need to, because the Zacian was webbed. But yeah, I just played that poorly. I managed, like, I have the threats, but I just managed them poorly. And I'm not, Necrozma is something I need to play more. That thing is very difficult to kill apparently. And this team was built pre-bank and pre all the releases and whatnot. So if it seems like, oh well, he doesn't have a check to this, it's because it was built way before Mewtwo, Marshadow, and all these things were even in existence. So don't come from my boy Chris Sama. As very similar concept we both got going on. I don't have my chord change on this. I was supposed to change that because that would make this a lot better. But I think he'll think I have chord change. And also the good thing is I'm heavy duty boots, so the drop in speed will affect him, but it won't affect me. And that's wonderful. That's wonderful. We're just going to be on a level playing field, except Cinderace, who's going to be bolting. So let's left to right analysis. That's where we fucked up in the first one. First and foremost, we had no game plan. And I'm glad I didn't, because then that teaches y'all and understanding how it really messes up your awareness. Refer back to the 3 pillars video in my how to master competitive Pokemon series. It messes up your pillar and your awareness and blah blah blah. So Galvantula in this one, assuming, you know, we get up the sticky web, no offensive pressure for the most part. He has very few electric resists, but because it's so weak, it's not really holding too much weight. So assuming we get that up, Orochimaru is going to be boostable. And if we manage to get, well, picking up, it doesn't pick up any Okos unless it's boosted. What would it boost versus? Not sure. Not too much to boost versus. Maybe Mewtwo if it's not ice beaming. maybe that. So this is more of a late gamer versus, let's say, Necrozma can't Oko me, so I may like +2 versus Necrozma Dynamax, then win. So I can see that being a thing. A Dynamax Hydreigon. Darmanitan non-webbed is Darmanitan isn't going to really be doing much in this game other than blitzing Necrozma and blitzing Kyurem. For a speed tie, Zacian is unguardable except versus Necrozma, which is going to save the last. Incinerate is going to be very good because Power Ball is very difficult to guard against. So we're going to go with the Sticky Web up early. I haven't formulated a game plan because the timer is going down. And as the rustier I am, the more I have to do this. And it's funny, people are like in the draft league, I hope Jam can do the 10-second. I mean, I can beat people just like that. It's just there's a correct way of going about things. I'm guessing he's gonna rocks here. Yeah, let's Thunder. Para. Nice. Now, we're gonna go Zacian here, maintain that Scarf as he gets full powered again. You hate to see it. I could have a Swords Dance there, but he likely has Encore on that. You hate to see it. And this guy's low on the ladder, so he's just doing his best, man. He's just trying to live his best life. And I'm over here harassing him. So there's the Necrozma, as I'm sure he's gonna attempt to Dragon Dance his way out of this. Very similar situation to the last one. Mewtwo, all of them outspeed me, but so he's gonna give me this, which is good. Give me, you know, in a way of looking at it. So positionally, guards very poorly against Cinderace, so it ensures me a kill here. Necrozma being gone is huge for Darm too. So once I hit Icicle Crash, well, I think Flare Blitz is still. I don't know if Flare Blitz knocks Mewtwo out, but I mean, again, this and Kyurem are the only things I can even Flare Blitz. So it forces the kill there. So now let's assess where we are currently. Aegislash for Zacian, assuming no crunch, right? So he goes for Mewtwo with the speed, thinking he's fast, thinking he's big and bad. As we're gonna U-turn out here to hit this Mewtwo, it's not within Power Ball range. And if he brought this in, then he's likely gonna go for something that can do damage to Cinderace, like a Side Strike or something along those lines. So he's Life Orb. We're gonna substitute in case he attempts to Dynamax. Doesn't. Just gonna Ice Beam lock. So let's substitute here to see what. Yeah, I figured it. In case he tries to do something like that. Max Hailstorm. Wise decision, because now. Well, I'm not gonna worry about Dynamaxing this. It's more beneficial to Dynamax my Cinderace at this point. Needs Life Orb, which is good. We're gonna sub down, and then we're gonna get that big damage on his final Dynamax turn. Just gonna Dark Pulse here. Again, much more beneficial to have Cinderace be Dynamaxed. And Darm is. Yeah, we just blitz. He might be modest because he's Sticky Web. But both of his other mods will outspeed me. This forces Zacian to not do what Zacian does. And because it's weak to fire, Cinderace would be able to run up on him and put the thumps on him. I don't even know what the fuck I just said. But yeah, as I was saying in the beginning, right? You know, as far as what the marketing end of this, I have to spread the word. I have to spread the word, man. I can't just put out this grade A and then nobody knows about it and I'm like, oh, it's people's fault. No, didn't do my due diligence. So definitely gonna be doing a lot of collabs. But I'm not sure. I'm not gonna promise anybody, oh, it's gonna be the collab maybe 3 months from now, right? I think something I have a very bad habit of is I understand, okay, well, I know, like, I'm very ambitious, so I know I want a lot of things done. Oh, this is the person's team I'm pretty sure that I'm using. Brace yourself. But it's his team. I think it's hilarious. But I took Zen Headbutt off, which would have hit his Toxic X. You know, wouldn't have been doing shit, but you know, would have hit it. Time to choke this game. Have fun. Now that I know he knows it's his team, I'm gonna play this one seriously. All right, let's assess. Guards very poorly against Cinderace, barring Toxapex. Right. I don't have high jump keep, nor do I need to. Sticky Web up his Hazard Controller is weak to my Sticky Web user, which means when Galvantula comes in, in fact he's somewhat forced to go to Tyranitar or Zekrom. So now if Zekrom comes in and I allow that, I'm gonna have to play very wisely with the Darmanitan. And you know, I know he thinks I'm Specs Aegislash, so I'm gonna use to my advantage. Aegislash is gonna really mess him up if that's not Mirror Armor Corviknight. Aegislash is gonna be the bane of his existence. So in this case, I'm expecting him to lead with the Tyranitar. Tyranitar or something that cannot get T-Way. Tyranitar or Zekrom. Positionally, if I lead with a Mewtwo lead would be pretty devastating for me, which is why I'm like, that's my one pet peeve of this, if he leads Mewtwo. So in that case, I'm actually gonna lead with my Zacian to cover both the Mewtwo. I figured he'd lead this. Imagine my Darm versus this. I just click that EQ and somebody drops. So this is a very compromising position for him, because if I Swords Dance, he's fucked. He loses him on because he has no electric resist, and he can't knock me out. So I really should Swords Dance. Oh my goodness, that's whack. That's whack. So he's likely to Scald here. He led Zekrom to try to take advantage of the Galvantula lead. Man, that's whack. That's whack. Hydreigon is. I have a lot of things that. Pex being weakened here would imply with Precision. Just don't want to be burnt, man. I lost a lot of momentum that turn. I had a phenomenal lead. I had a phenomenal lead. And you can't risk me Swords Dancing here. He's gonna lose. If I don't get burnt here, I get a kill, which is dope. Alright, I'll play it wisely. Knock off. So he made a really risky play there. If I Swords Dance, but I guess he's at the point where he's like, fuck it. I mean, if I, okay, fair enough. I think he's at a fuck it point where it's like, well, if, cause we're staring down T-Tar, cause I was gonna double to my Zacian there. So okay, well, I'm starting to get a better read on the moves. I don't think he has, either he doesn't really have a lot of choice, which could be the case as well, or he's just gonna play very obviously. I don't know. I've never seen Chris play, or so I'm giving him the highest cadence as far as like what I'm expecting him to do. But maybe he doesn't have a choice in the matter, right? And he's doing the best he can. So I'm gonna Earth Power here. I could have Nasty Play, Dynamax, Earth Power, then see Roar. So I guess Cinderace, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I'd have rather Zacian, but part of me wouldn't either, because I feel like this may have T-Way. The fact that he has Roar means he's likely a phasing T-Tar for what's it called, right? You know, Thunder Wave shenanigans, and I don't want. I don't think you'd ever Stone Edge here. This is gonna look like a wild play. Yeah, I'm just gonna start reading the game a bit more, because what's gonna happen is he just gave me rocks. He just gave me rocks, Unless, no, he just gave me rocks. Because I'm gonna go to Cinderace, get my Blaze boost, and get my Sticky Web up. I'm getting a read on how he plays now, which is why I could go to Darmanitan from a Rock Week to a Rock Week. But at this point, because he knows I'm banded, him going hard picks. In all honesty, bros, once I get, you know, once I get Sticky Web up and I get my Zacian in, this game is over. I just, no, because Corviknight, between the Wild Charge, Rocky Helmet damage, I'm assuming from Corviknight. So he goes Zacian as a mid-ground play, which, you know, in case I U-turn there. So he's trying to prevent me from getting the issue with this is I have one of these. I have an Aegislash that I'm assuming he assumes specs. This is a tricky position for me. If he's packing Crunch. So we're gonna Flash Cannon here. So he goes Pex. Okay, cool. So now he thinks that I'm Spexed. Now he thinks I'm Spexed. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. If he thinks that I'm Choice Spexed, though the damage doesn't say Choice Specs damage, just positionally, Aegislash is very difficult for him to deal with anyway. So he goes for knockoff. Intriguing. So maybe he doesn't have Scald. So why would you go? I think I'm gathering information now. Perhaps he does not have Scald on this. So me going Cinderace here, court changing. I lose my item, and I'd get to court change the hazards back to his side of the field, which would open up Galvantula. So I gave him a lot of openings in this one. I still have the advantage, without a doubt. So I'll play this a little longer game. So there's a knockoff. So this is where I'm gonna find out if he has. So that crit may have mattered, depending on. It may end up mattering. Skull's not gonna knock me out from here. So he goes Zekrom, which is something I'm happy to see. Zekrom is a no concern. Yeah, it's just not a concern of mine. As we're gonna go to straight to Hydreigon. Yeah. So I know he's sub-horn claws and whatnot and yada yada yada. But I do want this Zekrom weekend as we're gonna Dark Pulse here. It's gonna knock me out. Oh, excellent. So here comes Zacian. We're gonna Swords here. Now he might Bolt Strike this time. Just based on how he's playing, though he hasn't been. So I'm getting a better read on his playstyle. Ideally I wanted Sticky Web up, but Corviknight being gone, so this is a guaranteed kill. One something. He has no electric resist beyond Zekrom. Mewtwo is slower than Zacian. No, yes it is. Is Mewtwo 438 speed? I don't remember Mewtwo's speed. Mewtwo might be faster than Zacian. It's been a while since I've seen a Mewtwo. Can you believe I forget these things? 130, huh? I never learned speeds when I was younger. And this 338 is 3. Oh, I'm tripping. I'm thinking about Mega Mewtwo. Of course, Mewtwo is 394. Like, I'm thinking about Mega Mewtwo. I might even be thinking about Deoxys Attack. That's probably what I'm thinking about. That's definitely what I'm thinking about. Yeah, 136. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm tripping. Okay, so I'd love if he sacked T-Tar here. Problem with that is Not for me, but for him, is the fact that he can't get up rocks again, which I'm sure he doesn't want. Something useful has to go down here. But I again starting to realize his play patterns. From turn 1, I could have done this. If I were my opponent, I know I would have done it differently, which is why I assumed he would do it differently. You know what I'm saying? As far as like just giving myself the best possible, but maybe he's in a position where he can't do shit if I do certain things. Oh wow, that's a tough crit. That's a tough crit. But the Dynamax there, I don't know if he could have touched me. The Dynamax there was a big. I forgot about Dynamaxing, in all honesty. So he should go Zacian here, and he put me in a good spot, because not a good spot in sense of for me, but he put himself in a good spot for himself. Yeah. Well, he goes Pex, which is good for my Cinderace. Pex can't T-Tar dies. I'm glad for that. No more rocks. So he's trying not to bring it down to the speed tie. Now at this point, if I win the speed tie, I just win the game. Now let me think about this. If I go hard Aegis Slash here, then Darm just Earthquake sleeps. Yeah, I don't need to not win the speed tie. I go Aegis Slash hard here, and yeah, actually just switch. There's no reason for me to play that game. Yeah. I just Shadow Ball here. So I'm being very calculated with what my potential outcomes are, right? I've already shown. So what I'm trying to do is set up myself up in a spot where Galvantula comes in, right? Because I'm assuming he's gonna knock here. Don't have a problem with that. Yep. So he does have Scald. So we're gonna Sticky Web here. The reason I saved Zacian is on the off chance that his Zekrom gets out of hand. So now no hazard control and no ground immunity. There's a Zekrom, which figured would come sooner or later. This allows for me. Yeah, I'll go Zacian here. Yeah, that's what I saved you for anyway. And then we go Darmanitan and start picking up KOs. So yeah, Behemoth Blade should break into 25%. And then we go Darmanitan here. Naturally, I'll speed Zekrom anyway. And I still have Dynamax in hand. Still have Dynamax in hand if I need it. So again, I understood that these possibilities were already there, but maybe he just didn't have an option, you know. And just looking at the structure of his team, he kind of didn't. He kind of had to go all in earlier, like as far as his threats to me, such as Mewtwo and whatnot. I would have doubled down on them earlier in the game instead of trying to late game with them. And I've made this mistake, you know, before. Where it's like, oh, generally this is my win con, and you get so locked into the idea of this is the win con and this isn't the win con and yada yada yada, that you forget, oh wait, like there are other ways to go about this. The same thing that I've always done. GG. So we'll sack. I guess it doesn't really matter which one I sack. Galvantula can actually do damage to Zacian. Let's just sack Galvantula. Good, and he's Life Orb too. Nice to see pre-team Gibson. So now I just go for U-turn. Yep. And then Darm just sweeps. Yeah. Aegis Slash is such a monster, bro. Aegis Slash is such a monster. Cinderace obviously outspeeds Zacian, and You know, we're gonna King Shield here. Skull's the correct play. Skull's the correct play. And then you know, he needs to not be at a certain range so that Darn can't knock him out. Oh bad. Yeah, I guess it doesn't really matter what I do here. And I'm trying to think what are the possible outcomes. You know, Metal Sound's the best play here. In case he knocks off, knockoff would be the good play, and then trying to boost his Skull in case he burns me. Yeah. Now Zacian comes in, and he's gonna go for whatever attack he can go for. My best play is to go Cinderace though. Cinderace is only there for this, yeah. And then position Darm to where I can Quake without worrying about having to get. I didn't want Pex to be in, so now even if he burns me, he still dies. Me still loses. But yeah, I hadn't played him before, so you gotta do that dance. Okay, let me see where your opponent's skill. It's a very tricky thing. Opponent's skill level is without losing too much ground.